Hi everybody, this is Master G Hightower. I haven't made a video in a very long time because quite frankly, I didn't think people would be interested in what I had to say. But I found that I have one fan, so Joey E, this is for you. I want to talk about the angels that looked upon the women of earth, found them beautiful, had children, and their children were huge. Now, my research shows that angels were made strictly to praise God. They didn't do anything else. Yes, there are fallen angels and this, that, and the other, but angels, just to praise God. Okay, my thing is this. Now, if you have never seen something and you see it and you don't have a name for it, you're going to give it a name to what it resembles, correct? For instance, flying chariots, angels, because anything that comes from above is supposed to be an angel, correct? Okay, now if we saw something come from above in these days and times, we wonder, like we will say, a meteor, space station, the spaceship, UFO, and that's because we live in a time of those things. So my thing is this: if they looked upon the women of the earth and had cravings for sexual things, they were no angels. I'm not saying I believe in little green men, because I do not. I believe there's other humanoids out there that came down. Not saying there is no God. I believe there's one true God. But I also believe that at one point in time, because the universe, they say, it's like a rubber band, it contracts and it goes back. So at one point in time, all the planets and stuff were real close. And I think that's what we had, the people of earth, the humans, and these other things came down and played with our DNA. Look at the Samaritans, the first known people. I mean, if you look at their texts, have only been read. A man, I wish I did this better, and I'm going to really try to do the next one better than this. But there was a man that read the text as a Samaritan, and they really need to be read again. But he found that they had like 14 recipes for beer. They had the first contract. They talked about makeup, this and that. And supposedly they came from another planet to drill for gold here, because their planet was dying and they needed the gold to put around the earth for oxygen. I don't know how that works, so don't get me started to lying. But they felt, when they saw the people of earth, they felt like, okay, we can, because they were supposedly dumb, and they upped their DNA to make them slaves. I mean, people, this is stuff that you can look into. And I really just don't believe angels looked upon the women of earth and found them beautiful and their children were huge. I don't believe that. Do you realize that we have more species of dogs right now because we have played with their DNA? We're cloning sheep, pigs, whatever. So what makes me think we didn't have this technology then? Only difference is they had it before we had it. So that's what makes things different. I know I seem like I'm going off a little bit into space, but Genesis 6:1-5 does say that they looked upon the women of earth. I don't buy that. And I used to wonder, what's the big deal if people knew that there was life on other planets? It would be total chaos, because that means no God, no God, no God. No consequences to what you're doing, and people will go into a chaos honestly believing there will be no consequences to their actions. But there is consequences to their actions, because there is one true God. The Bible, I'm all for it. I believe in it. I feel like I'm a pretty decent Christian. But the Bible is a teaching tool that was made by who? Man. Supposedly by the Spirit of God, correct? Okay. But man is flawed. Man is flawed. God is perfect, right? So it's a teaching tool. And there's so many different Bibles out there that if you had to put all the books of the Bible that were made, and let's not forget the ones that the Vatican had destroyed. We'll go into that later on. I mean, because I want to construct my channel to be better than this, but right now I'm just doing something to be doing it. Okay, because Joey made me feel kind of Even though he had me blushing and that's everything, and I feel kind of special now, so I feel like I can talk a little bit more. But the facts are the facts. In the 16th century, there is a painting of the Virgin Mary holding Jesus. But if you look off to the left, there's a man, and he's standing there, and he's looking up in the sky. And when you look in the sky, you cannot deny that that's a UFO. Now, this is Virgin Mary holding Jesus. He's not looking at her. He's looking at the thing in the sky, and you could say it was the sun. No, the sun is over here. The thing that looked like a little spaceship is over here, and he stops and he looks, and it's just weird. I mean, come on. I mean, I got so much information inside of me, and I really need to start writing stuff down, because sometimes I can travel on, and I know I can. But facts are facts. We got to really look at back in them days. What did they have to travel in? Chariots. So a chariot that comes out of the sky with fire, like the space shuttle, it has fire coming off of it when it comes in. A fiery chariot. That's what they know. That's what they called it. Okay? There's even a prince of Egypt, like I said, I will go into more detail about these things, that had elongated head. Have you noticed that most Egyptian kings, they made them with that elongated head? Okay, there was an actual king that had elongated head and had the body of a female, but he was male. And he told the people to make him as he was, and they made him with curvy hips, this, that, and other. There's another group of people. There is a star called Sirius A. Okay? And these people have hats. And when they were asked about the hats, they turned them around. They said, our God comes from Sirius B. And they were like, there's no such thing as a Sirius B. There's only a Sirius A. And I'd be damned if years later they discovered Sirius B. Sirius B was hidden behind Sirius A. These people were more or less unknowledgeable about the stars. How the hell did they have that hat? I mean, you have to think about these things. These things are not just coincidence. These things actually mean something. And the more you open your mind to it, the more you understand that, yes, one true God. But there are other things out there. And I'm not talking about little green men. I'm not talking about squid people. I'm talking about people that look like you and me. Because remember, every star is a sun, and every sun has planets around it. So all those stars out there, you mean to tell me that there's no life on any other planet? I even dare you to look in the Bible and tell me where it says there's no life on any other planet. You can't find it. Yeah, I didn't have preachers tell me different things and try to make it look like it, but in reality, no. You can't convince me. I'm not saying that I've ran into any aliens. I'm not saying that. But who's to say? Who's to say that we wasn't on all fours when the Samaritans got here? And they did something to our DNA to make us smarter. The Book of Enoch. Why is the Book of Enoch so... Why do people don't want you to read the Book of Enoch? Because the Book of Enoch even talks about aliens. It even talks about makeup. I mean, the Samaritans talked about makeup, this, that, and the other. There's a man named Casey Edwards. He was a paranormal not psychiatrist, but paranormal. He was able to read the future. And he's talked about the Samaritans. He talked about a lot of things. And this man even depicted that there was a room underneath the left paw of the Sphinx. And I'd be damned if they didn't find a room under the left paw of the Sphinx. And he said the Atlanteans had put stuff about their culture in there. But the Egyptian government, of course they can't let that out. If they let it out, it'd be chaos. And I asked this question, and I will end my video. I asked this question to everybody I meet. If you could have a chance to go into the Vatican Library for a year and read anything you want, even the book of the Pope, or you can get $5 million cash money, tax free, which one would you take? Me, I would take the Vatican Library. Can you imagine? Oh my God, can you imagine the knowledge that it has? I mean, knowledge is power. I don't care what nobody says. I would rather find out everything. I would want it not, well, I can't find out everything, so let's not be stupid. But I would want to go into the library and just read about different things because it's all there. The Vatican is this, it's supposed to be a church, but basically it's its own city. It polices itself. If anything happens in the Vatican, they police themselves. And that's unheard of. You know what I'm saying? They're not even supposed to be a city. It's supposed to be a freaking church. But they police themselves. They got their own zip code, this, that, and other. So you can't tell me that something ain't going on with that. I mean, of course, you can sit up there and say, okay, Master Jeep, you're just talking crazy. And right now, it probably sounds like I am. But I'm trying to get my channel better. And there's things that I just want to talk about, especially about the Bible. And I know, you can't talk about politics or the Bible with people because they get upset. Well, they're just going to have to get upset with me because Joey had me feeling really good about my channel. So that's why I'm making this especially for him. So Joey, I hope you enjoyed. You have a good day. Master Jeep out.